California, which is also on fire. This is the Eaton Fire in the Altadena area, and for the first time, our colleague Gina Silva is giving us a look from the ground.
The race to save lives during the devastating wildfires in Southern California.
Fire has in fact exploded in size. High Santa Ana winds, you see the palm trees bending there, and as we step back here, you can see that back houses are on fire. The ember cast from this blaze is just absolutely astonishing.
A really difficult spot, a difficult situation for these firefighters who are battling this incredibly wind-driven blaze.
January 7th, I think around 6 o'clock, I was paying close attention to what was going on. I have friends in the Palisades, and my heart was kind of breaking for what they were going through. And of course, by about, I want to say 6:20, we got the notice. And I was sitting in my home office. My whole family was home. My husband, my daughter, our bonus kid. And I kind of just sat there for about 5 minutes and just sort of let it sink in. Because I knew leading up to that moment that there was a potential that if a fire started, it'd be unstoppable. I knew what the wind event was coming. I think most of the town knew that we were having a terrible wind event. It already was happening. But the fact that a fire began, I couldn't really talk to my family right away. So I kind of collected myself, and that was the moment I found out, and I think within 3 hours we were out of the house. The truth is, I just want to hold them and thank them and make sure they know how appreciated they are, because what they did, it wasn't just heroic, it was life-changing. This community, so much of this community, will never have a full look at what they did. So I'm trying to make sure not only that they know how much we appreciate them, but I'm trying to absolutely make sure our community appreciates that and shows gratitude for that. It's not an obligation, but I think through showing that gratitude, we're going to discover even more healing.
They are the folks that run in when everyone else is running out. I would say the most heartfelt and deeply felt thank you. I understand the level of sacrifice, not just by the first responder, but from their families as well. I am sure that there were very many worried wives and husbands and children. And to your point, yes, they were working on no sleep, or in some cases a couple of hours of sleep. I know that they had to be commanded to go home and then come back. And that level of duty and responsibility and commitment is something that they should be very proud of, and that I am very proud of. And I'm so very grateful that things as bad as they were not any worse because of their efforts.
When 6:18 hit, which is what they call the time of the fire, we had no knowledge of it. You know, the phones were working, our cell phones were still working, but barely. I would say that we were in our house all the way through, and eventually left our house at about 4:30 in the morning. One of the reasons that we are preparing this film to show to our first responders is because the community truly loves them. The community might not exactly know what they did or didn't do on that evening of January 7th. They don't understand the full picture, but I've got to tell you that from my personal experience of my 35 years in public service, I know that each one of them spent every working minute thinking of how they were going to save somebody's life if necessary, because life is first in an emergency response and property is second. And so, first responders that are listening, I've got to tell you that there are some people that have some built up frustration inside because they've lost what they believe is everything. But they're all here with us, probably because of you, to be able to share that they're frustrated And that by itself is a gift. And so I share with all of you watching this that that is a gift that you have, because it's a gift that I have, that I can share my own individual story and the stories of others who have shared with me that you made a difference in Altadena. Yeah, we lost a lot of homes. We lost a lot of property. And we lost 19 lives. But it could have been a whole lot worse, you know, so. There's no place like home. Dorothy said it. Tapped her feet. There's no place like home. There's no place like LA County Fire. There's no place like LA County Sheriffs. There's no place like our California Highway Patrol. We are all in it to make Altadena better, safer, and a place that we want to come live at again.